sauces and dressing.
Hey, Mike, I was interested. And well,
And I'm going to make a corn salsa.
Which herb can reduce the toxicity?
Nitrogen comes from materials such as
Parts endowment that the HerbFest supports.
Hello everybody, thanks for coming. I'm Brian Kramer. I'm a licensed acupuncturist, practitioner of Oriental medicine. So I do the entire system of Oriental medicine with acupuncture, herbs, medicinal herbs, diet and nutrition based on the Asian style. I do a rehabilitative technique called tuina, which is a cross between massage therapy and physical therapy. We're very specific in Chinese medicine how we use the herbs. I mean, we rarely use singular herbs by themselves. They're usually put into a formula because the Chinese herbal system is so advanced, the most advanced herbal system in the world, and they've been using it since the beginning of time, that they've worked out the details so precisely in how to use herbs that they know what herbs to combine with others, which ones don't combine well, which herb can reduce the toxicity of another one, and just very advanced system. And with our diagnosis, then we can match up appropriate herbs for whatever the ailment is. There are some herbs that you have to be very careful about because they are toxic. And so you have to be specific on what species of herb that you're going to be using medicinally. The right species, the right amount that you're using for a dosage. And so that has to be part of your study. If you're really interested in using herbs medicinally, you do need to put in some work and research to make sure that you're using the right species and that you're using the right dosage. There's also different times of year that these different herbs are used. Some are planted in the spring and harvested in the fall. In Chinese medicine, herbs are classified, can be considered as a plant, animal, or mineral product. So we all consider it an herb, but most of it is plant-based. But because we use a lot of different herbs in our formulas, and we use some singular herbs, like a lot of the tonifying herbs, like ginseng is considered tonifying, or gynostema is another one. Dongui, a lot of people know, angelica. That's a tonifying herb. And that you can use separately, but most of the time we put them in a combination depending on the diagnosis of the problem. And you have to boil it over time to get the constituents out of the root, because it takes longer to boil a root than it does, say, a flower, where sometimes all you have to do is steep the flowers. You don't want to overcook it because then you lose the constituents in there. If it's a mineral, of course, you have to boil for hours sometime to get the qualities out of that. Like we use oyster shells and things like that too in Chinese medicine. Pulverize it, then you have to boil it down for a few hours to get all the qualities. Very good oyster shell for insomnia and things like that if you need to help you sleep. Oyster shell is very good. Herbs have to be processed in a way. There's some herbs that have to be processed with vinegar, some that are honey baked, some are charred. Like human hair is good for stopping bleeding. You can char the hair and then put it on bleeding, and it'll stop the bleeding almost instantly. Get some hair, cigarette, of course, don't count on me, but get some hair, char it and put it on there. Singular herbs, like a tonic herb that I have here, is gynostema. Grows very well in North Carolina. One of the herbs that grows particularly well in this state is American ginseng. There's only 2 states in the country that grow American ginseng, here in Wisconsin. It needs partial shade and part sun, more shade than it needs sun, and it has to be northeast facing slope to grow it. Yeah. So that's what makes it so rare. And but it's such a powerful herb. Gynostema is another tonic herb, and I would rate this as good as ginseng in its qualities of tonifying the body, making it stronger. It's an adaptogenic herb. An adaptogen herb is if you have a weakness, it'll bring up your energy. If you too excite or too much, it'll level it off. So excellent herb, and you can take some in your hand and try it if you want some. I have no association with these people, but they're great. They're up in the mountains around Black Mountain. They grow hundreds of different medicinal herbs, and they even show you how to grow it, what kind of soil qualities to do. And I suggest if you're going to start doing growing Chinese herbs for medicinally, that first of all, you find out what the herb is, for one thing, what it does. Also, being very knowledgeable about how to use it. And then you need the right soil conditions. So I recommend people have just separate pots that they can grow their medicinal herbs in, because different herbs have different soil quality. So if you want a nice medicinal herb garden, I recommend that you just plant, separate containers for the herbs. Now, Mountain Gardens, they have a list of 120 medicinal herbs here. MountainGardensHerbs.com. And you can buy the plants there, the seeds, gochitsits, lycium berries, and you can grow these plants here too. Lycium berries, also known as wolfberries and goji berries. Very sweet, very good medicinally for like hot flashes and night sweats and dry eyes and that sort of thing. So if you want to taste that, they're very good tasting, very sweet. You could eat that every day, and I have been. You can put them in soups while you're cooking, or stews, like if you're cooking a chicken in a pot. You can put medicinal herbs in there too to help fortify, make it a lot more healthy for you. This particular formula here is good for building up energy, and it's a nourishing tonic formula. Any Chinese store will have different soup mixes, and you can get the herbs like that, or sometimes they have the herbs in just big packages, singular herbs. And through the thousands of years, we've figured out what types of parts of the plants that we use. And hopefully that our species, the plant species, are going to be around long enough that we can keep taking advantage of it, because we're losing so many species and we haven't even discovered what they do yet. So hopefully, we can discover the medicinal qualities of the herbs on our planet before they disappear, and maybe we can conserve them a little bit better. There's a great medicinal herb research center in Costa Rica. They have just hectares of land that they're devoting to medicinal herbs, and you can even take tours over there. And I recommend a couple books if you're interested more in learning about Chinese herbs. There's the Herbal Emissary. Has different herbs in here that you can learn about and how to grow it. Planetary herbology. It's from a very famous American herbalist, Michael Tierra. My mission is get people as healthy as possible, so the less that they have to take as they get older, the better off they're going to be, more healthy. So I'm an advocate of gaining health instead of managing illness. So we all need to take responsibility of doing the things we need to in order to get well. And that's going to delay or belay the cost of health care in the future. So societally, in 20 years, we're going to have twofold increase in people over 80 years old. It's going to put a tremendous burden on our healthcare system. If you think healthcare costs are high now, just wait. So we have to take responsibility of our own health, and let's get well.